Hello, guys. Quick little post today. We're talking about being really the best coach for your child. I meant to do this one yesterday, but things got ahead of me, and I didn't have time to do it. So it's trying to help parents a little bit think, okay, how can I help my child become the best they can be? My name's Steve Thompson. I'm a martial arts success guy that teaches martial arts here in my hometown of Gloucester. I'm doing these little posts just to help people along the way. So one of the questions I get asked a lot sometimes in the school is, my child starts something and then they quit. Okay, it could be swimming, it could be football, martial arts, whatever it is. They start something and then they end up quitting there. So how can we help that actually happen? I know for me, my best coach was my family, especially my father. My father wanted me to succeed. And sometimes I started martial arts at 10 years old. So I was quite young. Obviously now children start a lot younger, right? But he was the person that when I didn't want to go, and of course we all start some things and we don't want to go eventually because maybe something happened, we're not happy with something, whatever else. He was the one that was there to say, no, Stephen, we got to make sure to do this. But what was cool was, it was thinking not focusing on the actual class that day, but where I wanted to go. So it wasn't saying, oh, you got to train today. That's to train, you got to learn a front kick. You got to learn the Ryan's kick. You got to learn something like this. It wasn't that. It was focused on where do you want to go. So I wanted to be a world champion. That's what as soon as I started martial arts a little bit, I wanted to be a world champion. I wanted to win a competition. So what the focus was not on training that day. The focus was on where I wanted to go. And then it was brought back down to today. As in, well, if you want to be there, don't it make sense that if you want to be this person that achieves a success, don't it make sense that we actually train today? Because that will take us towards that goal. Yeah, but Dad, I'm bored today. Maybe I don't watch telly or whatever else. And I suppose that's where it was. Well, that's one way of doing it, but maybe it's not the best way. Because if you want to achieve this success over here, there's no way you'll be able to achieve that if today we don't train, for example. Because what happens, a person misses a class, let's say it's swimming. They miss their swimming class. And then next week the class comes around. And because they've already missed one, it's like, oh, it don't really matter. Oh, I'll go next week, Dad. Martial arts, we have multiple classes throughout the week. Let's say a child trains twice a week, which is what we always recommend to get results. If a person trains on a Tuesday and Thursday and they don't really want to go on the Thursday because, something's happened or whatever else, it's so important that at that point the parent talks about not going to that particular class, but what they want to achieve. So like for a child, a lot of the time, children do martial arts a lot of time in my school for confidence building, to be the best they can be. So if the child is maybe a little bit shy at school or a little bit timid and stuff like that, that's what the parent needs to talk about. It's not going to the martial art lesson. The martial art lesson is what they got to do to become what they want. But we've got to talk about what the child wants. That is what is so key. So if a child doesn't want to go, let's say martial arts, doesn't want to go training, talk about what they signed up for in the beginning, what they wanted to do. Be it for the child, a lot of time it's fun. They want to meet new people, but at the heart of it, when we get down to it, maybe they're a little bit shy. So talk about that. How this is going to help. How will you feel when you become so much more confident in yourself, Johnny, or whatever the child's name is, and talk about those benefits there. Not the benefit necessarily of going to that karate class that actual night, because that's the road they're going to take, and the response is so much better then, because the child can then see that. It's like goal setting. It's such an important lesson to learn in life anyway, to set goals and achieve them. But what happens when a child or a parent just allows a child, oh no, I don't want to go tonight. Oh no, I don't want to do it. Well, that's one way of doing it and just allowing the child to do that. But would that be the same thing at school if they got a maths, let's say they're doing a math exam eventually, the child don't want to go to school? Is it something that I think, it don't bother going today to school, it's okay. I might say the martial arts, let's say in the school is as important as that. I'm not saying that. It's setting goals. The child's only 6, how can they set goals there? Well, of course they can. At 6 years old, it's setting that motion. Are they going to sign up for 2 years of martial arts training? No, but maybe they've signed up for, let's say, a month's worth of training, stuff like that. It's important that we show the child, when you say you're going to do something, we got to make sure to do it. one of the things we do in our school, by the way, is if something like that was to happen, we of course encourage the parents to bring them in, and we do little private lessons to get the person remotivated and stuff like that, because it is such a part of life not wanting to continue something you start. You know, we're all like that, aren't we? You know, sometimes we do something, we start something, oh, no, I don't want to do that. But thank God for my father and really my parents for putting there and saying, no, if you start something, you're going to see it through. It wasn't see it through that, oh, because you've said you want to be a world champion, you got to be a world champion. You know, definitely not that. But we got to stay on course with what you wanted to be that. Okay, so to do that, you got to be able to train. Now, it's a commitment you made, Stephen, to be able to do that. So let's try it for another month or so and just see how we get on. And if it's genuinely, because goals do change, no problem. But just because something today is making you feel like, oh, I don't want to do it, that's not a reason to quit something. And it's such an important lesson for kids to learn that when they start something, see it through. See it through for 10 years? No. See it through for that night. See it through for that week, that month. Yes, give a child a time frame to say, well, if you still feel the same after a month or whatever else, as long as you're putting everything into it, then that's totally fine. If you want to stop, stop. You know, the path of a child growing up is, of course, in many different ways. But allowing a child like to just quit straight away, I don't think that's being the best coach. We say in class all the time to the children, who is your best coach? Who is the best one? And a lot of them sometimes it's like saying, oh, my dad is, my mum is, or my teacher, stuff like that. Well, what we try to say is we reinforce, no, you are your best coach because you are the one that ultimately makes a decision on what you're going to do. But if we have people in our corner, like secretly, right, our mum and our father and stuff like that, all these different things that are in the corner, trying to talk to a child, like making it sound like they've made the decision that they are going to stay at something, that's a way to make the child do sort of what you want them to do, but it's them making the decision, if that makes sense. Example being saying, paint the picture of where they want to be in the future. So if you want to be this world champion, or we want to get more confident, let's see if we can find a way how we're going to do that. And eventually we come around to making the child decide, oh, it makes sense for me to do martial arts, don't it, Dad? It makes sense for me to continue doing it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So they've sort of made the decision. And then I always recommend reinforce the fact that, you see, Johnny, you made the decision there. Well done. Great job. You are the best coach. I'm here to help you, son. I'm here to help you along the way. You know, but really we've sort of instigated that sort of the outcome that we want at at the start. We've sort of made them realize that, I'm sort of in control, but we've sort of got what we want to happen. We're just helping our children along the way, isn't it? So that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. Just saying, yes, if you want your child, you are the best coach for your child to help them in the direction. Don't let them just say, oh, I want to quit something. Don't let them do that. No, talk about it, but don't talk about the event they're doing straight away, what they want to quit straight away there. Don't talk about that. Talk about the outcome that they wanted to receive. And once we talk about that, get them to make it sense, or get them to make sense of, oh, it makes sense if I train today. Because if I want to be this XYZ up here, if I want to be a great swimmer, if I don't want to say drown, if I don't, let's talk about swimming, if I don't want to drown, well, it makes sense that I do go swimming today so I can become that great swimmer. And don't, like, swimming's okay, but talk about being on a holiday, swimming in the pool, having loads of fun with the other kids because you're not the one that can't swim. You want to be able to do that. And the safety thing, of course, if you're ever in trouble, I'm sure you don't want to drown, right? You want to have fun with the other children. So being able to swim is so important on many different levels. So how can we do that? And then bring it back. Okay. So you are the child's best success coach. Don't quit on them. In our school, we certainly won't quit on a child. We're always there, ready to go. Hopefully you got something from that, and I shall speak to you all soon. Thank you now. Bye bye.